Hello and welcome back to another video in the Welcome to Serinosis series. In this video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of what we normally do on this channel where I show you like the stuff I've made, well, I'm still kind of doing that, but it's more unique. Because in front of me is a very cool book that I've been working on for a while now. And it is nowhere near done, but like I'll show you that in a second. Yeah. But anyway. In this video, I'm going to tell you about this book, like the lore in my universe, and show you the pages I've made so far. So first off, like, what is this book? Basically, in my world, it's basically my world's equivalent to the Necronomicon, basically a super powerful, evil magic book. So, yeah. And, like, that's basically it, if you just want to get, like, a one-sentence summary. But basically, if you want to know the history, this book is very old, around like 600 years old by the time my story starts. Everything else I've showed you in the series is by like around the time my main story is set. So this is already very old by the time like my story is happening. And basically, a long time ago, a really powerful mage was born into like a high class family, and because they were high class, he was able to get like a really good education. And he seemed pretty normal until eventually he kind of turned a bit cuckoo and decided to make like an evil magic book and stuff. And like there's more to it and stuff, but I'll explain that more at a later date. So for the rest of this video, let's just go through the book, I guess, and maybe I can add a bit more context to my world along the way, because there's some terms in here that I haven't like mentioned before. So here's the first page. Here's like an unfinished design. Not everything on the page that I'm going to show you is like completely finished, but I'll get to that more in a second. So here's the front page. It doesn't really have any lore. It's just talking about what's going to be in the book. If you want, you can like pause it and read it over and stuff. And then also you might notice this like weird language. That's basically an ancient language in my world. I'll talk about it more in a future video. And then here's another fluff page. It's just like the different chapters. I'm going to fill it out once I'm done with the rest of the book, because, you know, I don't know how many pages a chapter is going to be before I make it. But so yeah, now that we got like the fluff out of the way, let's go to the kind of interesting stuff that will actually like add to the lore of my world. So what is dark magic in my world? If you don't remember, the main two kinds of magic is natural magic, which is basically you're born with the ability to control one of the 7 elements, or all 7 of them. And then there's runic magic, which lets you control runes by using wands or staffs or whatever to draw runes in the air. But what I didn't tell you before is that runes aren't explicitly just for runic magic, because the way that natural magic and runic magic cast spells is somewhat similar. They both use an energy source of mana to cast magic. One is the soul for natural magic, and the other is the wand or staff itself for runic magic. And the soul is very chaotic, so it can do the basic elements because the elements themselves are very chaotic. Because the souls are so chaotic, they can only really do the base level of magic, because elemental magic is way more chaotic, while runic magic's very precise. It lets you do a specific action by making a specific shape in the air. So most souls can't really do runic magic outside of just the elemental runes, so the rune of fire, air, water, etc., etc. But if you train yourself, you can do some more, like, complicated runes that you really shouldn't be able to do normally. But since dark magic's really chaotic already, we'll get into that. So I guess I'll just like read it aloud. So what is dark magic? Despite what many believe, dark magic has nothing to do with shadow magic. Shadow magic allows one to manipulate the physical of shadow. Dark magic is any runic magic that puts a strain on one's spirit. Dark magic is also unique in its chaos, making it quite simple for sages to perform. A sage is the person who can do natural magic, by the way. So like he said, because dark magic in itself is more chaotic, a person can do it much easier without having to train their soul. So, most dark magic most dark magic has been hidden by either malice or coincidence. So not all about it is known, and that's basically all I wrote. So what's important is that for a long time, dark magic basically didn't exist. There were one or two spells, like, at night, mothers would always warn their children about evil mages with dark, powerful magic, and there'd be warnings against it from teachers to actual, mages in training. But very few actual dark spells were really known about until this guy, who rediscovered them mostly. And then, since we're done with that, let's go on to this page. And here we're going to be looking at some of the spells. So first off here is Dark Bolt, and launch your hate to harm others. I don't know if I'll read, this entire thing. I'll just, zoom out a bit. Just, move my camera around a bit so that you can read it and stuff. And then here's the next one. What's interesting is Dark Bolt isn't really, an elemental spell. However, the next 7 are all the dark magic equivalents for specific elemental spells, like shadow, light, nature, air, fire, earth, and of course water. So here's water, and it is imprison an opponent in aqua. And yep, here's that one if you want to read it. Here is Sinking Earth, the Earth dark magic spell. Sink your foe into the earth. And then here's one of my favorites I've made so far, Fiend Fire. And each of these spells have a little illustration to show what they look like. And here's this one. I think it came out really cool. And here's the text for that one. And then there's Noxious Gas, the air dark spell. Beast Control, a really cool nature spell. And what I'm trying to go for is that not all dark magic is evil magic, even though it's been labeled that way by a lot of people in the universe of my world and in the actual real world. Of course, saying in fantasy dark magic's evil, not in the real world, because it's no dark, you know what I mean. But this is probably a genuine evil spell. Basically lets you control the mind of lesser beings, which is pretty mean. And here's Even Star. I feel like now's a good time to reference, a lot of these spells, Earth, Fiend Fire, and the Light spell I'm going to show you in a second, all of them are, references to pre-existing media, and it'd be interesting in the comments, say what you think, those spells are, based off of, in basically, mainly fantasy media, and I'll tell you, what you guys got wrong, what you guys got right, and I think it would be cool to, see what you guys think it is, and then you can see what I actually based it off of. And then the Weaponize the Shadows of Your Soul. This one I think came out pretty good. I think it looks pretty cool. And then here is Blinding Light. Attack threats with a great flash. And here's what it looks like. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a guy putting his arms to his forehead while light's coming out. It's kind of hard to tell because the center of it's very dark. Especially on camera. In real life you can see it better, but on camera it's kind of hard. So that's what I've made so far. I'm definitely going to make a few more spells, and then I'm going to go on to the next category, because if you read this at the beginning, dark spells is only one of the categories. So there's dark spells, incantations, evil spirits, and more such things. So yeah, this book's gonna be really cool. Maybe once every few weeks, maybe once a month or something, I can update you guys on it. Comment down below how much you'd like that or dislike it and stuff. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave that in the comments too, I guess. There's a lot of stuff you guys could do to help this channel grow, but if you were to just do one thing, subscribe, that would help us the most. It would be really cool to see this channel get really big and popular. So I hope you had a good day. Bye!